AusNet Services, Richmond Terminal Station Rebuild Project, Site-Specific Induction. The AusNet Services project team are responsible for the safe delivery of this project, including all personnel working at or visiting the site. It is important that you report to a member of the team when you first arrive on site so that they can finalise your induction with a site familiarisation, plus check your qualifications for the task you will be performing. If there is an accident or incident on site, the construction manager or his delegate must be informed immediately. The project team have a thorough knowledge and understanding of all aspects of the project and are there to help. If you are unsure of anything or have any questions, talk to one of the team who are more than willing to assist. Upon entry, please report to the site office. This is located to the right once through the front entrance. Here you will find the sign in and out register, mandatory, a list of first aiders plus a first aid kit, a defibrillator with instructions in case of an emergency, the MSDS register, the database for all chemicals on site, the mess room with fridge, tea and coffee facilities, fresh water and a microwave. The site has a board in the mess room with the identification of daily hazards, the toilet block beside the site office entrance, the project team located in the site office. In the event of an emergency, our highest priority is your safety. One long blast of a horn will sound around the site, indicating immediate evacuation to one of the emergency assembly points. These are located at the main front gate or on the lower level at the Parks Victoria entrance. It is essential that you safely withdraw from what you are doing and move to the closest emergency assembly point in an orderly fashion. When you arrive at the emergency assembly point, the Chief Warden or their delegate will be present to mark your name off the attendance register and issue further instructions. There is no car parking available on site for this project other than for authorised people. All car parking is in the project car park located at 430 Burnley Street, Richmond, 3121. Once you have arrived in the car park, the personnel exit is via the rear gate following either red path indicated on the map below. The main route is via Rose Street, across Allenbane Reserve, to the station front gate located in Mary Street. It is approximately a 5-minute walk. Please be aware of your surroundings at all times, particularly cars, cyclists and other pedestrians. AusNet Services accepts no liability for personal effects left in the car or on site. It is recommended that valuables are not brought onto this construction site. Walkways. Do not wander around site. Only be where you need to be. Establish a safe and direct route to your work area. Safety chains and barricades are in place for your safety. Do not cross them without permission. Do not move barriers and bunting. Yellow and black barriers are put there by our operational people and are there for your safety. Do not go over, under or move these barriers under any circumstance. Site security. Gates must remain locked at all times unless someone is positioned as a dedicated supervisor. If you walk through a gate that is open and a supervisor is not present, then lock it behind you. Do not approach persons on site that appear out of place. However, in these instances you must contact the construction manager or a member of his team ASAP. Housekeeping. Recycling bins. Make sure you put the appropriate waste in the right bins. Clean up as you go. There are adequate rubbish bins on site. Please utilise these. General cleaning is everybody's responsibility. If the bin is full, empty it. If the kitchen bench is dirty, wipe it down. Ladders. Use of ladders is considered a last resort and must only be used where EWP, scissor lifts or scaffolding is not practical. Assessed via a risk assessment. If a ladder is the only option, it must have been checked and tagged as being fit for use. Ensure the ladder is positioned on a stable surface and secure at the top prior to ascending or descending unaided. Ladders to be pitched at a slope of 1 to 4. All ladders to be rated industrial with appropriate labelling. All ladders must be fiberglass construction and preferably work platform type. Open excavations and floor openings. All persons must be protected from falling into excavations or floor openings, including control room trenches. Barriers must be erected at all times to ensure that persons, plant and equipment cannot fall into openings. This includes large-scale concrete reinforcement structures during placement, tying and preparation for the pour. Barriers. All barriers to be constructed using flagging or para-webbing, attached to solid bollards or star pickets. All star pickets to be capped. When installing star pickets, a two-handed driver must be used, not a sledgehammer. When driving star pickets, check underground service drawings to avoid asset damage. Excavation and trenching. Before commencing any excavation, you must consult with your supervisor and the AusNet Services construction manager and check all relevant drawings. A safety observer must be in place during all excavation work. All excavation and trenching must comply with WorkSafe requirements. Working at heights. An effective risk assessment must be carried out to determine the safest and most effective means of working at heights. SWIMs must be developed and briefed out to all personnel should there be a requirement to work at heights. Full prevention equipment is mandatory for any work in excess of 2 meters other than in a scissor lift. This includes access to trucks and trailers, elevated work platforms, including at all times in travel mode, and ladders. Unloading of trucks. Never climb onto the back of delivery trucks without considering the risks via a JSA. Gas bottles. Gas bottles must always be kept upright during storage and use. They must also be restrained whilst travelling or in storage. The bottle must have a valid in-date test stamp prior to use. Visual checks of valves, nozzles, hoses and equipment must be conducted prior to use. Ensure that all gas bottles are stored appropriately. Locking, tagging and isolation. Danger lockout tags may be present on equipment or structures requiring isolation. They are to contain a contact number at all times. Observe all danger lockout tags. Danger lockout tags are only to be removed by the person who placed them. Do not operate tags may be present on faulty equipment requiring repair. Observe all do not operate tags. Do not remove operate faulty equipment tags.